Hi, welcome to my video on is a function of part 5. Again, this one's a little bit different than the previous ones, similar but yet different. What we have now in this video is more than one independent variable. The independent variable is on the right side. We have a left side and we have a right side. So we have on the left side is the dependent variable, and on the right side we have an independent variable. So what we're now going to look at is more than one independent variable on the right side. What about more than one independent variable? That's going to be on the right side. Express each as a function of. So A is a function of L and W, because there's two of them over there. P is a function of A, B, and C. A, B, and C are all different. V, which is the left side, is a function of R and H. There's two variables R and H. Remember, pi is 3.14 approximately, but it's a constant. P is a function of L and W, two variables. So notice before, previous video, we had the left was a function of the right. Yes, that's true now. We got a double or a triple on the right side. So you write these down. Practice means you write the answers to these down and press play to see if you're right. Here we go. Express each as a function of. So V is a function of L, W, and H, all three. P equals 2A plus B. P is a function of A and B. A and B, because there's only two variables. And this one, A equals a half BH. A is a function of B and H. B and H. And in number 4, SA, which is surface area, if you want to think of that way, is a function of, notice we have a constant which is 2r, or 2 pi, so we have an r, and over here we have 2 pi as a constant, we have r which is represented there, so it's r and h. There's only two variables on this side, and that's r and h. Remember, this is the surface area of a cylinder. So if you think about it, cylinders like that, you got two circles, one on top and one on bottom, and it's the circumference is the lateral area when you allow it to unfold, like stretch it out like that. Circumference times height, so it's 2 pi rh. Okay, now we got started. I just explained that last one there, why it's a surface area. And so the left side is a function of the right side, and you could have more than one variable. But let's continue and try some of the ones I have for you. Let's do some examples. What we're going to do, instead of having two variables or three variables on the right side, we're only going to have it as one variable on the right side. So let's do some. Express the area of a rectangle as a function of its width. If the length is 4 times its width, A is area, length is L, width is W. So what we have is a left side and a right side. So what we want it as, we want the area of the rectangle as a function of its width. So the area is on the left and the width is on the right. So that means if we want the area as a function of the width, that means there's no length involved in this. So the length has to be filled in. And here we go. Let's explain. So what we have is, we have the length is 4 more than the width. So the length is the width plus 4. That's the relationship between the length and the width. So we want the area as a function of the width. So the area of a rectangle is length times width. But that's the area as a function of 2d. We only want the area as a function of w. That means that the L has to go. So if the L is equal to w plus 4, in the place of L, we'll sub in w plus 4. There it is. So L becomes w plus 4 because of this statement. When we do that, and we multiply w times w, w squared, and 4 times w is 4w. So now we have the area as a function of w, which is exactly what we want, area as a function of w. So the L has to be replaced with this statement that we have here. B, let's do B. Again, pause the videos if you want, but probably not right now until you get more practice. Express the parameter of a triangle as a function of g if g equals 4g. So we want the parameter of the triangle as a function of g. Well, let's see what we have here. We have a triangle, 2 sides marked equal. So this side is g plus 3. This side is g plus 3. The third side is a k, g plus 3, g plus 3, and a k. So the parameter, which is, we have a left side. I always do this just to remind me. Left side, right side. Parameter is p, and the function that we wanted in terms of g. So we have a parameter equation, which is p equals a, b plus c for a triangle. So we could go 2a plus c or 2a plus b if we want, but if you notice that the a could be the k, the b is g plus 3, and the c is g plus 3, because these two are equal. So I call that a, and b and c are these two. Now the parameter, this can be simplified, so I have a k. I have a g plus a g, so that gives me 2g. I have a 3 plus 3, that gives me 6. So notice now, I have the parameter, p, as a function of k and g, but I don't want k and g. I want parameter as a function of g. That means k has to go. So that means we have what? If we read it, we have k equals 4g. So we take the k and sub in 4g in its place by substitution. If k equals 4g, we could have put 4g right here right away and then added them all up with the g's. So that gives us 4g and 2g is 6g plus 6. So notice p now is a function of g. Before, right here, p was a function of k and g, but we only want the g's, which means that k has to be replaced with a g. Let's continue. Express the volume of a prism as a function of its length. If the width is the length minus 4, and the height is the length plus 4. Well, let's see what we got here. Again, we have a left side and a right side. We want the volume, which is the left side, as a function of the length. Okay. And the area, now we want the volume. So let's continue. The width is the length minus 4. So the width is the length minus 4. The height is the length plus 4. So the height is the length plus 4. So we want it. So let's see. Yep, we got the volume down. independent, dependent volume in terms of the length. Width is minus length is plus 4. So we want the volume, and the volume of a prism, rectangular prism, is length times width times height. Now notice we have volume on the left, we need length on the right. So we got volume is there, we have length there. That means we don't want the volume in terms of length, width, and height. We only want it in terms of length. So the width has to be replaced with, the width is equal to length minus 4. And the height, did I say minus? Oh, the height is the length plus 4. So I said plus, but I wrote down a minus, so I got to be careful. So the height is the length plus 4. So now we have all lengths, so the volume is a function of L right now because it's all L's. But let's simplify this. So what I do, normally if I have 3 multiplications, I multiply the right 2 first. So let's multiply these 2 brackets here. L times L, L squared. L times plus 4, plus 4L. Negative 4 times L, negative 4L. Negative 4 times plus 4, minus 16. So, plus 4 minus 4 cancels out, so L equals L squared minus 16. And finish it off. L times L squared is L cubed. L times minus 16 is minus 16L. So now the volume is a function of L. Whereas here, the volume is a function of L, W, and H. So the W and H has to be replaced with the variable of a length. Okay, let's continue. Again, if T equals 4P plus 3V plus 7, and P equals T plus V, express V as a function of T. So we look around and we say, we got the left side, right side. Express the V, which is the left side, as a function of T. So the equation that I want only has to have a V on the left and a T on the right. V got to be on the left and T got to be on the right, and it has no P. So if I think about it, if I take the equation T equals 4P plus 3V plus 7, so I want, this is the equation. Now, P equals T and V. Notice that this equation has no P, so I have to replace P with T plus V. T plus V. There we go, there it is. So notice the equation now has T's and V's, which is perfect. So I keep simplifying. T equals 4T plus 4V, 4 times T, 4 times V, plus 3V plus 7. Simplify the right side and I get 4T plus 7V plus 7. These V's are added up. The right side is fully simplified, but I need the V on the left. So that means that the V, 7V moves over, become negative. The T moves over to become a negative. So I get 7V equals 3T plus 7. And if I go right up here, if I take, let me divide by 7, it's easier down here. I'm dividing all sides by negative 7, so that gives me, rub that out, I have a V equals negative 3 over 7T minus 1. So I divide by negative 7, so that gives me, cancels out, give me a V, negative 3 over 7T, and negative 1. So notice V is a function of T. Perfect. Again, a little bit extra, and if you haven't seen this, this is going on a little bit extra. Doing this is what we call extra, helping you think. You might not need it now, but you will meet it in the future. And you'll see it in, well, grade 12, grade 11, see it in calculus, but follow the pattern. Practice 4 problems. Let's do each one at a time and check to see if your answer is right. Do one at a time. Express C as a function of B if A equals 2B and C equals A plus B. So again, left side, right side. We want C as a function of B, C as a function of B. So that means C is on the left, B is on the right. And do we have an equation? Oh, C is a function of B. So we have an equation right here. C equals A plus B. Perfect. This equation has C. C is on the left, C is on the left. So I'm going to use this equation. But this is telling me that I have a C and a B. C on the left, B on the right. That means A has to be replaced. So what do we want to replace A with? A is equal to 2B. So A is 2B. Sub in 2B in the place of A because they're equal. So that means C is equal to 2 plus 1 is 3. 3B. So C is a function of B. And third one, express T as a function of K if G equals K plus 1 and T equals a half G minus 1/3 K. So again, to be consistent, I have T and I have K. So T is on the left, K is on the right. T is on the left, that's perfect. Perfect. But I have to get rid of the G. K is here. The G, this equation won't have a G. So if G is equal to K plus 1, so I will replace G with K plus 1. Sub it in. Now, take your time and work out the math. A half times K, half K. Half times 1, 1/2. Now, just to keep it, I will move the K's close to each other, but remember, I don't change the signs of any of these. I'm just grouping them together. I didn't move it over here, so don't change the signs. And I need to add these two like terms because I got to have T and K. G is gone. I got T and K left, so T. I'm adding these two fractions, so common denominator for 2 and 3 is 6. 2 into 6 goes 3. 3 times 1 is 3. 6. 3 into 6 goes 2. 2 times 1 is 2. Notice I multiply this fraction by 3 over 3 to get 3 over 6. I multiply this fraction by 2 over 2 to get 2 over 6. Now I have T and 3/6 and 2/6. I got to subtract them. So I subtract, keep the denominator, and subtract my numerators, K plus 1/2. And notice now that T is a function of K. This part, let's do another one. Work this one out. Pause the video. Make sure you're doing okay. Express the area of a triangle as a function of its height if the base is 6 times the height. Okay, left and right side. Express the area, which is A, as a function of H, height. So what do we have? We have the base is 6 times the height. The base is 6 times the height. Good. And they said area. So the area of a triangle is a half the base times the height. So we have area and height. There's area, perfect. There's height. So the B has to go. So another name for B is 6H. So I can multiply 6H times H to get 6H squared. So I got those two multiplied. Now I do a half of that product. So half of 6 is 3. So the area is 3h squared. So that means the area is a function of h. Number 4, express the volume of a cylinder as a function of its height if the radius is 3 times the height. So again, left side, right side. Volume, V, is a function of its height. Okay, so we need volume on the left, height on the right only. And we got the radius is 3 times the height, so the radius is equal to 3 times the height. So we need the volume. The equation got to have a volume and a height. So the volume of a cylinder is pi r squared h. So the volume of a cylinder is a function, that's a constant, it's a function of r and h. But we don't want r and h on the right side, we want just h. That means r has to go by being replaced. So the pi stays because it's constant. R is 3h, so R is 3h. So we sub in, I could put a bracket here like I did here, or I could leave it out, it's your choice. So R becomes 3h. Now you can see I have all h's, so that's pi. I have to do, by bed mass, I have to do the product first, the power rule, sorry. So 3h times 3h is 9h squared. And now I have a pi, multiply these two on the right. So I have 9 times 1 is 9. H squared times h is h cubed. And so I got pi times 9h cubed. So that's 9 pi h cubed. And that's the volume coming down through. So now the volume is a function of h. Whereas before, the volume is a function of r and h. So not too bad to do if you get used to it. But just think of it. Left side, right side, volume is a function of height. Keep her going. Area is a function of height. That means the other variables got to be replaced by the one variable that's on the right. And if you like my video, click the like button. If you like to subscribe to my channel, do so, and the notification bell because there's more videos coming. And write a comment on my video if you wish, and visit my math website, www.mathfullyexplained.com. In the section on me, and the section on video, and the section on content. The me section talks about my degrees and teaching experience. Section of video talks about how I'm going to help you learn your math, trends that I'm going to, tricks I'm going to give. And the content section has the topics and the number of videos on those topics on my YouTube channel. The black font is what's there already, and the red font is what will be there in the near future. Thank you for viewing my video. Bye bye.